Hello, welcome back. In today's episode, we're looking at how to set up and draw your digital comic book page using Clip Studio Paint. Thank you for being here, and I hope you get some inspiration watching me draw and create my goofy little space opera comic, and hopefully I can share some information about the process that I use using Clip Studio Paint. I begin with my thumbnail pages, and then I'm going to open up a new project, and then this pop-up window will open right here. And at the top of this window, under use of work, we have 6 options. You'll see we have illustration, webtoon, comic, fanzine, and then show all comic settings. And that's the one I'm going to go to, show all comic settings. When this window expands, I want to make sure I'm using 600 DPI. And then under the color expression, I want to make sure it's set to color, not monochrome and not grayscale. And of course, let's make sure we give our new comic project a proper name and title, a file name, and a destination folder on your laptop or desktop. Because this is a demonstration, I'm going to call it New Comic Test, and then I'm going to choose the proper folder I want to save it to. And I'll save this to the folder Jack Dodger Issue 1, which is where my actual comic is being stored. Those settings look good. Now we're going to scroll down to the bottom of this window. And here we'll choose the number of pages we want. I'll choose 10 pages. We can always add more later. And we're going to want to click what binding we want. We're going to want left binding. And also make sure your view setting is set to page by page and not webtoon. Unless you're doing a webtoon, then you would have chosen another format to begin with. And now you're all set up to start drawing your comic. Just head to the top here and click OK. Just give it a few seconds to load, and then you'll see a page laid out like this showing your complete 10 pages, including front and back cover and inside front and back covers. And when you're using covers, including front and back inside covers, then the first page of your comic is going to start on page 3. And as you can see on this side, I've already got a comic project set up, and that's where I've begun my artwork. And you'll see when you have more than one comic project open, it will set the page layouts to its own stage, and you can go back and forth. But it's a great way to keep track of all your pages. And when you open your fresh new page, you'll see it's already set up with a safety art area, crop marks, and your bleed line. Bleed line is if you're going to fill the page right to the end without any gutters or borders, then that outer border line is where you want to extend all your artwork out in order for it to be a full, completely printed off the edge type of page. For me, I'm going to keep most of my artwork contained to the safe area of the page, and I'll bring in my rough thumbnail, blow it up to size, and I can adjust the border and the gutters at this point, and I can start roughing out my pencil lines. But first, I'll resize and adjust my panel shapes and my borders and gutter lines. I'll do that on a separate layer from any of the artwork, and then I'm going to lock this layer down so that I can't affect it accidentally later on. And I'll start working on my final artwork on the right at the top on my first panel. And because I'm the penciler and inker and colorist for this project, I can essentially start at any stage. I'm going to go straight to inks for a lot of these panels, and I'm also going to bring in reference designs. I've designed the spaceship. I'm going to bring that in and use it as a guide to keep everything on track, on model, and I'll do the same with the characters and the character expressions as well. Another pro tip for you digital comic artists out there is what I like to do is have a secondary page open where I can work out rough sketches that I need to add to the final artwork. Any prop, item, or character pose that I haven't properly worked out in my thumbnail stage, I can work on that off screen and on a separate file and basically do all my thinking and all my rough artwork, finalize it, and then bring it over to my final page. In this case, I'm using my off-screen rough design page to work out the villain spaceships for this page. And I'm also going to use it to work out a couple poses for the characters later. I'm pretty happy with the space backgrounds for these first couple scenes. I'm really going for that Jack Kirby style, the Kirby dots. I love that look. I feel like it goes perfectly with this retro style that I'm going for. Let me know what you guys think so far. And here's a close-up of me inking Jack's square head for another panel. Notice the looseness of my pencils here. The idea is to keep my rough pencil sketches as loose as possible. I don't want to put much focus on tidying my rough pencils. All the cleanup and really a lot of the drawing and putting the characters on model comes in my final digital inking phase. And another important comic book design facet of drawing a page like this really is the composition. And I touched on that briefly in my thumbnail video. So if you haven't seen that, please check that out. I'll have a link in the description below. But the idea with composition is that you should design your page to guide the reader's eye from top to bottom. And you want to plan that out in your thumbnail stage before you start your final artwork. And you want to guide the reader's eye from the upper left side of your page down through the storytelling and out of the lower right side of the page. And your compositional flow should look very similar to this arrow. And you can do that by using your page layout, the elements and characters and props of your artwork to accomplish this flow. For me, I'm using the action and the movement of the spaceships to really guide the reader's eye, but I'm also going to rely heavily on the blacks and the detail of the background to help accomplish this as well. So that's about all I've got today. Please let me know if you have any questions. Leave them in the comments and let me know if you found value in this video. I'll have the full high-res artwork for this page over on my Patreon if you want to check that out. And if you're an artist working on your own comics and characters, please consider becoming a Patreon member, where I'll be offering artwork, comic art, and storytelling critiques to existing members and new top-tier members, where you can book a free half-hour call every month or 2 to 3 draw-over critiques, where we will get your comic art looking amazing in no time. And if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. And if you're not already, subscribe. Smash that like button, give me a hype, and leave me some comments because I love to hear from you. All the best, keep drawing, and I will see you in the next one.